Loved seeing Ferdinand's mic stop working when Forrest scored. Well, he responded to me about that actually. We covered this the other day. I'll go back over for you now. So yeah, he responded to us on I think it was X. He replied on 2 platforms, by the way. He didn't get as much of a response as he wanted on Instagram, apparently. It wasn't getting much traction, so he jumped onto X and posted on there. And he said, "Morning, Craig. I wasn't on the gantry when Liverpool scored. Like in the first half, where I left the commentary position to go back down pitch side after 36 minutes, I was asked to do the same in the second half prior to the goal. Never apologise to me, Rio, for you not doing commentary, bro. It's good. You don't ever have to apologise for you not doing commentary on a Liverpool game, Rio. So yeah, there you go. And look, I have to say, I've said this many times as well. He's one of the best centre-backs I've ever seen in football, Rio Ferdinand. Incredible. But I cannot stand listening to him on commentary. As a pundit, I don't mind him all that much. But on comms, I just don't think he cuts the mustard, really. When was this? For the Champions League game against PSG. That's when... Connor posted up a clip. I think it was somebody said to me in the chat about Ferdinand's comms, and I don't listen to the commentary when I'm doing a watch along because I have the game on mute, so I never know who's in the chat or who's saying what. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that his commentary was awful and very PSG biased. LFC Robbo said, "Hope Ali McCoist is on comm. I think he's by far the best." I love Ali McCoist on comms. I think he's really good. Ali McCoist he's got that inner excitement of all of us as football fans. Like, you can just tell how much he loves the game. And it just oozes out of him, that enjoyment and that positivity. I love listening to him. Also, I think John Champion has been quite good over the years. Look, I just don't like when you've got somebody doing a game, and this could apply the other way around as well, by the way. I'm sure United fans don't particularly love when Carra's on commentary for them. And I hate when Neville's doing comms on Liverpool games because we don't get an objective, balanced commentary. Heavy Metal D said, "Should bring back Fan Zone." Oh, I love that. I used to always put Fan Zone on. When I first moved out of home and got my own place with Sabrina, we were in an apartment in Dublin, and we always listened to the Fan Zone comms because it was brilliant. Proper banter. It was brilliant. Hex said, "Cara always seems more neutral than Neville. Neville is shameless sometimes." Yeah, and it as a subscriber to Sky, it bugs me because nobody wants to hear, because it's tough enough. You're paying enough money to watch football these days. You don't want to hear a pundit there who has no interest in you winning just play down everything. It just takes away your own enjoyment of it. I used to switch the Fan Zone for goal reactions. It was gold. Honestly, it was brilliant. It was absolutely incredible. I have a question for everybody. So if you're watching this back later on, you'll be able to comment on the replays. What would you pay each month in pounds sterling for the ability to watch every Premier League game? So let's say there was a streaming platform. Let's say the Premier League took all their own rights and just sold them themselves and didn't sell them off to BT, Sky, Amazon, or whoever. What would you pay every month just for an app that had the Premier League games on it and all the past Premier League games? Like a WWE type app where previous games are there and you can watch every Premier League game every week. What would you pay for that each month as an app? I feel comfortable in saying I would happily pay £30 a month just for the app for Premier League football. John Ringo said £25. Ryan said he'd pay £50, £30 a month for Pasky. Monkstown Glass said £150. Heavy Metal D, $10.99. I don't think $10.99 is reasonable, to be fair. I think in the modern world we're in, I would say $19.99 would probably be the lowest you could expect. But £10 for Colin Brooks, Nomad 30, Paul says 40, Hoarder 50, between 30 and 60, Hive included Champions League. Michael said 25, Hex 30, Ian Greenstreet 30. I hope we get to a time where the broadcasters can fuck off, because they're a huge problem. And I know the broadcasters were what helped the Premier League become what it is. But these days, I don't think the Premier League needs them. I think the Premier League could sell their rights themselves and get rid of all these inflated contracts that we have to pay for on Sky and all, because it's monotonous. And maybe UEFA do the same with the Champions League. Because look, I have Sky Sports, right? And the only reason I have sports, really, is for the darts, for boxing, which I pretty much have to use the zone for a lot of the time, or buy pay-per-views, and football. That's it. I don't care about 95% of the sports that are on Sky, or BT, or anywhere else. I want me darts, I want me football, and I want me boxing. That's it. But we're getting that diluted down every year. Your prices are going up every year. And you're having to have more and more platforms now. So to watch football in England now, you've got to have Sky, BT, and Amazon. And DAZN are going to want their little share of the market at some point as well. It's only got to go one way. And it's getting a piss take for fans. Colin said, Craig, I don't know how much I've paid Sky over the last 25 years. Same. I've had Sky since I moved out of home at 19. And I'm now 43. And I've had Sky every year. And now I've got Sky, Premier Sport, TNT Sport, DAZN, Amazon. You know, it's ridiculous. And it's all just greed. All greed. And then they have the cheek to moan at people for illegally streaming stuff. Because nobody sets out and wants to illegally stream anything. But people have to have realistic price points for stuff. For fans. Or they're just going to end up with illegal streams. You know, it's just pure greed. It's not like us in the UK can watch every game anyway. Same here in Ireland, mate. Now, look, we don't have the 3 p.m. blackout, but we only get one game. And we don't get to pick that game. It's whatever's on Premier Sport. But I'm with you. You know, it's nuts. It's nuts. And same with kits. You know, when they're actually looking you in the eye and say, pay £80 for a jersey that you know costs about £3 or £4 to make. And then they're saying, oh yeah, but the illegal jerseys are a problem. Well, stop being greedy. Stop being greedy. Ian said, I pay £100. That's basic for Sky, $8.99 for Prime. I think my Sky bill, hand on heart, now it does have the broadband in it, is about £180 a month. Euro. Now that does have my Netflix on it and it does have our broadband on it. So, you know, minus that out, I probably pay about £130 a month for Sky Sports and the other few bits and pieces on Sky. And I do that because I feel I have a moral duty to. Because I do my watch-alongs and I feel I should pay for the stuff I'm using for the watch-alongs. So, I don't use... Even when I watch the games that are on 3 p.m. kickoffs and I use the Spanish DAZN app, that's another $29.99 a month. So you've got that. I've got the regular DAZN app, your Sky, your BT. It's just never ended. So easy £200 a month gone. And you can't even watch all the games. Shannon said, I just rejoined the channel to answer your question. I'm in the US and pay $79.99 a year for Peacock and every game is included. But the one on the main broadcast channel that day, which is NBC or USA. So is that, Shannon, can you buy Peacock separately from like a CNBC or whatever it is, or NBCSN? Or is that an add-on to another subscription, or can you just have no other cable and say, go and buy Peacock for £80 a year? I mean, that's not bad. To be honest, that's not bad at all. £80 a year for Premier League games. Most of them, anyway. You said there's one on the main channel, but I mean, it's certainly much better value, Shannon, than some of the numbers we're talking about here. Peacock has also archived the previous games for each team. Sweet, that sounds great. It's owned by NBC, but you can get it separately. Oh, that seems really decent. In all honesty, I wish I'd pay £100 a year or whatever to have the Premier League games. That'd be class. But yeah, fair play. That's very unusual, because normally when we're talking about these things, our friends over in America get fleeced. I mean, the price that you guys have to pay for a pay-per-view is nuts.